Hey guys, what is going on? This is Nedge, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. And so in today's video, we're going to pick up where we left off in the last one, working on the villager system over here. So this is sort of what we built last time. This is just the villager breeder, which we saw up top, and then zombification and curing to get the best possible prices from them. And then when we left off last time, this was kind of just a plain hallway, but I did go through and do just a little bit of changes here. So I started working on this room, and this is just kind of to get a little bit of an example of what it might look like as we go. And then I also labeled what I want everything to be. So I want librarians and cartographers up front here, and then masons and I don't know if they're called alchemists or something else, but them in the back, and then farmers and kind of like the fishermen and whatever the wool guys are, and then kind of the armor and tools on this section. So all in all, it's 6 different sections, and then there are 10 in each slot here, so a villager's standing in every spot, and then 10 on each side for a total of 20. So it'll definitely be a pretty long-term project. It's going to be a lot to get that many, but I think to get started off here, I'm going to go ahead and actually finish this room just so we can get a better example of what it will look like. And also I'm going to go up top, and there's some bookshelves in the village, and I'm going to get the workstations set up too for them, just so that it's a little bit quicker once we do have villagers. And then also in between, I got the potions ready, and I got a whole lot more apples. I just went over to the automatic tree farm, and I farmed oak trees there. Because like I said, I was cutting down the dark oak trees, and I did a whole lot more, and it was just so slow. So I decided to put the wood farm to work. So I think we've got a total of 5 villagers right now, and we're going to go ahead and do all 5 of them. Probably 2 librarians, 2 cartographers, and 1 farmer, if I had to guess what the split's going to be right now. But yeah, I'm going to get to work on this room, and then hopefully when we check back in, this room is done and looks a whole lot better. So it actually ended up taking a little while here, but I think I have something I like now. So we're going to go for this right here, and it's just going to repeat the whole way down. So unfortunately, the room, I built like some of the room, and now I have to move it all down. So this is where the floor is going to end. This is where it was going to end, because I ended up moving this 2 blocks further down. So originally this was right here, and I just moved it further down. So I do have to like fix this and dig more out, but it's okay because it's really not that much in the grand scheme of things here. And then yeah, just getting the rest of the terracotta in and digging the rest of this out. I'm not going to do it all right now just because tools are getting really low, and I don't want to have to go enchant more pickaxes. I just want to get mending and repair these pickaxes, and so I really want to get these villagers done and get them set in place. Unfortunately, I just have to dig out a lot more space before we can even start with that. So I'm going to keep on working on that. I think this room, I'll probably try to get this whole room done just as like a proof of concept. Like this is what the rooms are going to look like, because they're all going to be identical. I'm just going to change the color of the terracotta in them. So I'll get this one done. And then the other 5 of them, they don't have to be done right away. I'll get some done where I'm going to be putting villagers, but like the masons and the like chemists and like the tools and stuff, there's not going to be villagers in there for a long time. So they're not super urgent to get done. But the librarians and the cartographers, those are kind of the first up, and I want to get them done. So I'll probably work on getting those rooms done first. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get more dug out here. I think I'm going to swap this to blue. I'm trying to think like what color is a librarian in my head, and it's either red or blue. I'm just not sure which color I feel like is more like a librarian. And then I still really want to try to get some concrete in here too, just to break it up. It's just so monotonous. Or like some glow lichen or vines or leaves, or just something to sort of add a little more. You know, maybe even mossy cobblestone could break it up a little bit. I don't know. I'll have to see. But yeah, I'm going to get back to work here, and we will, I think I'll check back in once I have this whole room dug out and kind of designed. So I've been working on it some more, and I really think it's starting to actually look pretty good. So this hallway is all the same. I still want to go through and do this wall. I just want to finish all of this, but that'll be after I have like mending and everything. But yeah, this is the room. So I made a couple of changes. So in the back wall here, what I'm going to have is I like to do these like walls of shulker boxes. And you can do like no space on the top because you can open the shulker boxes going out. So as long as there's space here, they can open. So this will be the storage just for like the trading items. And so this will be like emeralds because it's green. And then I can do brown for like enchanted books and white for glass and stuff. And that way it's also a color-coded storage. And then you don't have any like item frames in the way. And you just know what's in the chest just based off the color. I don't have the shulker boxes right now because this would be 18 shulker shells times 6. So I just don't have the ability to do all of it quite yet. But it's just so that there's the space to do it later. And then if you ever want to take emeralds, you can just pick it up. So that's what this is going to be. And then I made one minor change where I'm going to include another villager. The reason why 1, so that there's like a middle. With 10, you don't have like a middle block. And so this way there's a clear middle of the room. And also it's just helpful to have the extra trade. So I figured, you know, if it's a one-time investment for something that's always helpful. So I'm going to add another villager. So there will be slightly more villagers, but I think in the long run, it'll be very helpful to have the extra one. So yeah, it'll be a little bit more work on the upfront, but it should really help out. And then I have these lanterns. I don't know if I'm going to keep these. I think they're pretty good and the room's lit well enough. In the middle, it does start to get a little bit dark, so I might do like a carpet with some hidden lighting or something. Maybe like stick in a glowstone there or something. Or actually, maybe on the ground I could do it. Yeah, maybe I could swap all of this out for light blocks. That might actually be a good idea. Just to help maintain some consistent lighting. Just because, you know, you don't want it to be dark and ugly in here. But yeah, overall, I'm very happy with how this design turned out. I think there's a similar problem as to what's going on out here, where doing a solid block just doesn't offer a lot of like difference. And so it does look a little like bland when you just, everything just kind of blurs together having one color. But in the grand scheme of things, it's not supposed to look like super pretty. It's just supposed to be good enough that you can be here. And so I'm not super upset about it. I might look a little bit into finding something to put in here to break it up. I don't know what that would be, but overall I'm pretty happy with it. So the next step now is just to, one, I think get the hallway spaced out, and then I need to get I'm not going to do the whole room again. One, I don't think I have enough pickaxe durability to dig out another whole room this big. But just getting the place for the first couple of villagers, just so I can get like 2 guys in here and then 1 farmer in the back, I think, because we're just going to do 5. But just getting the section so I can actually have them standing somewhere, and I just like to put them in the correct spot right away so you don't have to move them again later. That can just get super annoying. So yeah, I'm going to dig out, I guess, the rest of the hallway, and then just a little bit of these rooms. And when we check back in, we should be able to actually begin curing the villagers and moving them over to where they belong. I've got just about all of the preparations made now. And so I just want to show what it looks like. So this is like, the room's obviously not dug out, but these are where the cartographer villagers are going to go. And so it's going to be the exact same shape as this room, just picture it with like a different color. and then cartographers instead of librarians. I did make one small change, which is putting in these bone blocks behind where the villagers are going to be. So this would be a villager standing right here. And the reason why I made the change is even though I don't like how it looks compared to having just the blue there, but this is the other room. And so when we put villagers in here, there's a shared wall. And so whatever block is here is going to be the block behind the villagers in this room. And the same goes for this room. And I didn't want to make it larger. And so I just decided we'll do white because it's a neutral. And that way you won't have like blue peering into a room that's supposed to be red or orange or something. And it just helps divide up the colors. And then this is the room for the farmers. I did decide to dig out this whole room. I'm not sure why I dug out this room when it's a less important room than the cartographer room, but I just decided I wanted to get the villagers moved over. So I'm going to give a pretty full tutorial on how I do this. So right now we want this powered rail turned on because we want the villagers going in here. And then also important is that we don't want power. Oh. Dang, I put my torch in a bad spot. I'll have to move that later. But yeah, we don't want power reaching those rails either. Because if they snake in and land on there, it can become a pain in the butt. So you just send the minecart through and it'll pick them up and drop them off. All right. There we go. And then we want to do 5 right now. So we'll send it through one more time. And then I always try to make sure that the minecart falls. Sometimes it will land on their heads like this. And if you break it, oh, there we go. They can like land right here. And then you have to chase them down and it can be a whole thing. All right. And now we're sending in our last villager. So rail turned off. Minecart goes through and then it'll stop him right in front. And you'll see right away that the zombie's attacking him. If the zombie's not attacking, you're just standing too close. All right, there we go. And then what you can actually do with this last one. So because he's attracted to the villagers, he'll just go there on his own. So if you just break the minecart. Oh, and then you picked it up. That sucks. That's okay, though. And then if you just hide from him and just wait, he'll walk over to the villagers completely on his own. Yep, I think he just fell in. And yeah, we can hear him attacking the villagers now. And so in just a couple of seconds, everyone should be zombified. And then we're going to do 5 rounds. So 25 golden apples. So here they are. And I guess we're never getting that minecart back. And let's actually go ahead and put these back in. My torch is under here. I'm going to move it later, I guess. But yeah, so just potion of weakness. And then you just want to make sure that you see 5 apples go down. And then yeah. When they heal, they won't all heal at the same time. And so as long as you're standing far away, they'll just keep on zombifying each other until you actually take them out. So I'm going to do the next 4 rounds, and we'll check back in at the end, and I'll show you what it looks like taking them out. And also important to note, with like a 3x3 hole like this, it's a pretty small space, and so I try not to do it with any more than like 10 villagers. It really starts to get messy when you go past that. And also, if you're trying to put the villagers in places, it can be difficult to even move 10 before they start curing, and then you have them reinfecting each other again. So I always just try to keep it pretty light at 10, and we do not want this guy in here. Wow, he lasted a ton of hits. But yeah, I'm going to start the next curing round, and we'll check back in when I'm ready to start moving them. So we're on the last round now. So I just want to show what it looks like moving them over and just kind of outline the whole process. So I'm just going to go ahead and start curing. And then I already have the tracks running down to where the farmer's going to go. So I get the first one sent out, and then he should go just about all the way down. And then what I'm going to do is take them and turn them. And so I don't like to put them in the spots when they are still zombies. So I'm just going to get the minecarts to over here. So I just lay out the track. And there we go. You kind of have to move the zombies out of the way. And then I like to give some space in between any two just so there's no chance of them reinfecting each other. And you do want to try to go quick just to dodge them curing. So, like, cleaning up tracks is something that I usually let wait until afterwards. But yeah, we've got another spot here. And if they'll come over, there we go. And it looks like that villager actually did end up dropping our minecart, which is nice. All right. And yeah, now we just need to get the last one. So when you're standing on this side, they'll walk towards you, which helps to actually get them on the rail. Nope, he didn't go on. I didn't think he was going to. All right, let's go try again. Here, maybe we'll send it down to him. Oh, that doesn't actually work. But yeah, as long as there's only one left in here, you can get him when he's a villager again. Nope, we got him. And you can, like, go down safely. It's actually pretty dangerous to go down while there's only one zombie left. But yeah, so now we just have to wait for them to cure again. And then I have all the workstations set up. Let's see if this guy down here has done it. Nope, not quite yet. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and just wait and let them cure. And then I'll show what it looks like putting them into their section too. Just because I know that that's something that can usually be pretty difficult, is like actually getting them where you want them to go. And so once we have them all cured, I'll just show exactly how I do that. Sweet, so our villagers started queuing here, so I'm going to go ahead and show the process here. So first I just line the track up straight. You can't go all the way if you're doing it like this, where you're using trapdoors, but you can push them as close as you can. And then I section off every space where he could go. And so this will just keep him in that section right there. So break the cart. And then you just sort of almost have to wait. If you want to, you can extend it out and do something like this. And try to push him in yourself. Oh, but it looks like he actually went in. And then, yeah, just half slab in the way. And he's in position. So if you do it this way, it's like, villager moving can be a really big struggle sometimes, especially if you don't do it often, just because it's like, all right, and then with him, we're actually, what we'll do is set up the whole hallway. The reason I'm going to do him this way is because I don't want to break the minecart and have him go right where that guy is. That would be a huge pain in the butt. So yeah, break it like that. And yeah, setting up all of these like walls and barriers and everything can be annoying. Oh, and he just walked straight in for us. But it's a whole lot easier to just set stuff up and break it than to go out of your way trying to just push them around and they're running all over the place. So I like to take as much precaution as possible. And as you saw, we got both of those villagers in there in under 2 minutes, so it really does work well to do it this way. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get the rest of them situated here. So I've got 2 down here and the farmer at the end. I'm going to get everyone in place, and then I'm going to set these trades. So we're going to go for mending and unbreaking, just because that's the important ones on an elytra. And then we are taking a risk because there is a glass trade that we want. But the glass trade is not a guarantee, and you can't check on the first trade. It only appears on the second trade. So you have to lock your villager, and we've already cured them. What you can do is set the trades and then cure, but I have no emeralds, and so I couldn't really do that. So we're just going to take the risk here, and hopefully at least one of them gets the glass trade. If neither get the glass trade, we do still have plenty of gold and we can do more villagers. So it's just kind of a risk early on. But yeah, I'm going to get everyone in place and get some trades set up, and then we'll check back in. So I've been doing some trading and progress on this has been awesome so far. So our mending librarian here, unfortunately, he did not get the glass trade. However, our unbreaking librarian did, which is awesome for us. This name tag is 13. I have no clue why it's so expensive. I don't think it should be that expensive, but that's all right. And then I also made a bookshelf librarian here. I haven't unlocked his glass trade quite yet. The reason I made a third librarian is because I thought the glass trade was the second tier trade when it's actually the third tier. So hopefully he just gets the glass trade. If not, he's an easy one to replace. And then the mending one is also going to have to be replaced at some point. Right now, we don't have the villagers or the emerald economy needed to do the replacement. But we just needed mending, so we're keeping him for right now. And so we did suffer and lose a cartographer, which sucks because that's where we're getting our emeralds from with the glass trade. So the next batch, I think we'll probably put almost entirely into cartographers, maybe 2 librarians and like 3 or 4 cartographers. We can afford to do some more now because we also have the farmer villager who is all the way in the back here. But yeah, he is giving us bread to feed as well as apples, which the apple trade is huge. And then I may also set up a small pumpkin farm just for right now, because we're going to be spending a lot of time in this area, and that pumpkin trade can really help us out. It'll be like a completely manual farm, I think. I don't want to like set up redstone and everything, but even if I just throw in like a row of like, I don't know, like a 64 pumpkin farm or something, that could be very helpful to us, especially if we do decide to go more farmers. Just because it takes so much bread to fuel, and if I want to do like 5 or 6 villagers, I'm not sure how long it'll take, like trading up the bread. I guess I could just go farm the bread, but I'm not sure. And then also I added mending to both of our pickaxes now. So that's going to be very helpful in that we can now actually do big projects. We have XP from the skeletons, and we have mending now, so we can kill these pickaxes however much we want to. So what I'm going to do next is just keep on trading up and farming villagers, just with bread. And I think I'm just going to take some time and go ahead and try to dig out all 6 sections. I don't know if I'm going to decorate everything right now, but I at least want to dig it out. Stuff like this is super helpful, because you just get so much resources. Like, we have so much cobblestone now, and before we were struggling to have any resources like this. And now that we can do it with Silk Touch too, we can just build up so much stone and so much cobblestone, and it'll just be very helpful to us in the long term here. And so I'm just going to keep on digging, keep on waiting for some villagers to be bred. Probably decorate this room too, because this looks awful right now. It's just supposed to be a little small bedroom where we can sleep. Whoops. Let's just say that in the chat. But yeah, I'm going to get back to work here, do some more digging, and then hopefully the next time we check in, I might even have some cartographers, and we can show off how many emeralds we're able to make. But yeah, we'll check back in soon. So everything is dug out now. Every room has its like shape going for it. It's going to take a ton of resources to actually decorate everything, but I think I should have enough. Like, deep slate's the main thing, and I think I'm just about out here, but there is some more back at the base, and then terracotta is the other one where I'm just going to have to fly out to the mesa and mine some more. It's alright though, because right now our economy is... So this price elevates the more you buy it, and I've been buying a ton of it. And now that it's up to 16, we actually lose on this trade. Oh, did it just? No. Okay. So that's actually no longer in our best interest to do. And so we are kind of just stuck waiting or finding a new way to get emeralds. Now, the new way to get emeralds would be pumpkins, but I'd rather just wait because that one villager isn't going to do that much for us. And we have 4 already. Or actually, a 5th one. Yeah, a 5th one came down. So I want to do either 5 or 6, and we only need a couple of apples now. And so I'm cool just waiting it out. I think I'm going to try to add like either 4 or 5 cartographers and really start like optimizing this room first, because this is the emerald room. Like almost all the emeralds we're going to get are going to come from here, because I'm going to do everything through that glass. I don't want to set up a pumpkin farm and like have to trade with villagers or something. I mean, I might, like right behind this wall, maybe that would be a good place to set up a pumpkin farm and have some emeralds coming in, but I just don't know if I'm going to do that yet. And for these early emeralds, it's just easiest to do it from the cartographers. So the good thing is, while we're sitting around and decorating this place, these villagers are growing up and we're going to be able to do them soon. So it's just getting this room ready beforehand. So I think this room will be first, and then the back room, and then these other 3 we don't really have to worry about for right now. They're going to come later, so it's not a huge concern to me at the moment. The biggest concern is just waiting. And then in terms of gold, I think we're doing pretty good on gold as well. I mean, yeah, I'll have to run the exact math and see. But if I wanted to do 6, which might not even be an option, we might have to do 5 for right now, I think we could get away with 5. Yeah, we'd be able to get away with 5. That 18 turns pretty much perfectly into that 20, and then there's another 5 right there. So we should be able to run at least 5 villagers. I'll definitely get some gold when I do go out to the mesa. I'm just not sure when that's going to be right now. Gosh, there's a cave or something back here. I'm going to have to go find it and light it up so that I can sleep there, because I keep having to move my bed. And then, yeah, swapping to the next day, I think that will help our glass pane economy go back up, and we can actually trade and get some more apples. But yeah, I'm going to go get some deep slate from my base, and I'm going to get this room all decorated. I have to decide on a color, too, for it. I feel like probably red for cartographers. I mean, I should have done red over here and blue over there, but this blue is actually like more purple in my eyes. But yeah, I'll pick out a color and get this all decorated. And when we check back in, we'll hopefully have like 4 more cartographers set up in here. I want to come back right here and have 4 guys all in a row. But yeah, I'm going to get back to work, and we'll see what I can get done. So this is really cool, actually. I was just looking to go and find the cave and light it up that was preventing me from sleeping, like in the bed I had set right here. And I dug through, and there's actually a skeleton spawner right on the other side of the wall here. Now, I had no clue that this was here. I mean, this is just like really big luck in my opinion, because what I can do is just set up an automatic skeleton farm, and whenever we're in this area, we can be generating bones and arrows. Now, I might filter it to only do the bones, because that's all that I really want out of it. But yeah, it is just huge luck to have this right here, because that's like non-stop bone meal coming our way. So I'll probably rotate the bed and put it on like this side, as long as I can sleep with the zombie right there. Because if I have that turned on and like always dropping skeletons, there will never be a time to sleep. But I am like actually super excited about having this right here. I mean, I have to figure out exactly how far away from it I can be and have it working. Let's actually dig out this wall and see if we can figure that out right now. Because yeah, if it is too much further than this wall, let's just break this right now. It might... Yeah, I'm not positive, but I think it turns off. Yeah, right here it turns off. Okay, so I mean, maybe I'll turn it into a farm. It might not be super helpful if I have to be in this room for it to be working. But yeah, it's definitely something to keep in mind. But yeah, I'm going to keep on working then. In retrospect, this probably won't go anywhere, but I mean, it's just something cool to keep in mind for down the line if I want to do something like that. But yeah, I'm going to keep on working, get this room finished. Oh, and this trade just went down too. That's great news. All right, sweet. So I'm going to keep working and we'll check back in soon. All right, so I've done a whole lot of stuff here. I went to the mesa and I mined a ton of gold. And so I've got just a ton of apples here, and I've even got some more gold smelting over here. It's so easy to mine for gold in the mesa. I got like a stack of gold blocks in maybe like an hour. And then I also finished up this room, so this is looking really good now. I just have to put in some trapdoors, but that'll be real quick. And so yeah, we've got kind of the first third done now. Doing these rooms doesn't take too long, and I think it's only going to get quicker too, especially because you kind of build the next one as you go. And Enderman must have been down here. But yeah, this is really starting to come together now. I like the look of it a lot. I think especially once we have like shulker boxes down here that are all different colors, it'll be kind of just a nice looking place. And then I was able to trade up, and we got a second glass trade, which is awesome because we can keep this villager too now. And so, yeah, and then the back room's still not done, but everywhere is dug out now, so I just have to go through and do the decorating. So it shouldn't be too long to do that. But anyways, for the next split of villagers here, I think we're going to go 4 cartographers, 2 librarians, and 2 farmers. And then the cartographer only went down to 5. I'm not sure if this ever was at 1, but I don't think it was. And so to adjust, I'm going to bump it up and do 6 apples per villager with 8 villagers just to help out a little bit more. Oh, I'm actually short on that stack. I'll have to grab 2 more. And yeah, so it's just going to be a repeat of the exact same process that I just did. But yeah, it should help with trade prices. I'm not sure if that's like if there's something else going on here, but I'm pretty sure that that's the reason why. So just going to make some adjustments. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and, and I also have to get some spaces in here ready for more villagers too. But yeah, I'm going to move them over here. I have no clue how many villagers are in here, but this is crazy because it's been working like non-stop. When last time, when there was so much more bread, it wasn't working. So I'm not exactly sure why it's working so efficiently now, but I'm not complaining about it at all. So yeah, 8 villagers in this wave. We'll check back in once they're all in their spots. All right, so those last few villagers went in pretty easily here. So we do have 5 cartographers now, so we're about a quarter of the way done with this room. Like I said, this is one of the higher priority rooms. Unfortunately, we didn't get any more item frame trades. This trade right here is kind of the best one in my opinion. Other than, of course, the glass that we use. And then all of these maps are the same, so those don't matter quite yet. But yeah, those are all good. Over here, I went for a Feather Falling 4 and a Silk Touch. Unfortunately, our Silk Touch did not get a glass trade, so he's also going to be one who's going to have to go later. But we do have Feather Falling on the boots, and I still have to trade up and see whether or not he's going to get the glass trade. This book is really expensive, and I'm not sure why. I mean, like the Unbreaking 3 is a good price, but I don't know, it's just really expensive. It's fine because it's one you rarely buy, so I was able to get one. But yeah, I'm not sure if something changed in curing in between the 1.20.1 and 1.20.6. Obviously, there's some experimental stuff, but I'm not sure if that actually went into effect in any serious way, or any other trade balances. And then, yeah, just a few farmers in the back here, so this is good because now we can swap to golden carrots. With the villagers we have now, we should be able to do a complete golden carrot change, which is really good because this is my preferred food source. This is the easiest way to get food, in my opinion, and golden carrots are better than anything else, in my opinion as well. So yeah, didn't quite finish up the hallway or work on any other rooms quite yet. But like I said, it's a longer term thing. This is just a pretty big space. And then, yeah, this room is still a mess, and we still have the spawner in the back there, no change there. But we do have to go ahead and wrap it up now. This episode is already running a little bit long, so we are going to go ahead and finish it. We're not going to keep working on this in the next episode. This is kind of going to swap to a kind of back-end project where I'll probably just come over and do like 10 villagers every so often. just because it takes a long time. But the villagers are going to become pretty important for us. Especially I want to get these masons done pretty soon, just because you can get a lot of like bricks and andesite and stuff from masons. So I really like having a full team of masons. And then shepherds and everything else are also pretty helpful. So yeah, I'm going to keep working on it. There probably won't be another full dedicated episode like this one, but it's something that we still have to keep going on. But yeah, if you've made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it a lot. And if you want to see more Minecraft content like this, I would appreciate it if you could subscribe to the channel. But until next time, this has been Nedge, and thanks for watching.